How's it going, guys? PsychoZB here, and in today's video we are going to be going over the 106 Siegebreaker. I'm starting a new little series here called Rate That Gun, where I play through Save the World. I find guns, get given guns, craft guns, etc. And then I'm going to rate them for you on a scale of 5 to 1, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. I'm going to give you a general overview of the weapon, elements, general, accessibility to it, how hard it is to obtain, what it's powerful against, what it's weak against, etc. And I'll be going over things like that for you. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the Siegebreaker. So this is the gun that we are going to be reviewing in today's video. It's an Obsidian Siegebreaker. Obviously the Obsidian weapons have, I think it's less damage, more fire rate. And the Shadow Shard ones give out more damage and less durability output. Let me just double check that just in a sense of like Sunbeam, Nocturno. Do I have any Obsidian guns? Hold on, let's have a look. What have I got here? Bright Core. Okay, yeah, so so the Sunbeam Gravediggers are giving out more damage than the Obsidian ones, so yeah. But yeah, so for the purpose of today's video, we are going to be reviewing the 106 Siegebreaker. All the guns I'm going to be reviewing are going to be 106s, in the sense of like it's aimed more towards mid to late canny players, and more like a realistic review of how the gun performs with, purple or gold rolls depending on whatever I have. The guns I'm going to be reviewing aren't necessarily always going to be my personal build, as I don't actually have many guns in my schematics ready to build with good rolls on them, as I'm still playing through the story, most like other people. So I'm primarily making this as a progression type of series, so as I get better, the guns will get better also. So yeah, the guns that we're going to be reviewing is going to be the Floor Fusher, the Pulse Pounder, the Gravedigger, the Hydra, the Duet, and the Dragon's Roar. You'll see those in future videos. I'm aiming to get probably one of these videos out a week. I don't want to overload you guys, as I need to stream and I also need to edit the videos and get them posted as well. However, if you guys want to see any other guns, be sure to comment that down in the comment section and I will see if I can get around to doing those for you guys. So yeah. So I'm going to start up a new little series called Rate That Gun. So it's basically where I use a gun on Save the World, and then I am going to be rating that gun based on how it performs. I am not in twinepeaks, just as a little heads up, so the guns that I'm going to be using for the time being are going to be primarily based off a 106 rating, starting with the Siegebreaker, which is what you guys are going to be seeing in today's video. The gun I am using, the Siegebreaker variant I'm using, has a physical element on it, so there's going to be 0 affliction damage being passed down from that weapon onto the enemy, so it's purely based off the damage rating and the crowd clearing that it can do. So to start off with a bog standard Siegebreaker, purple rolls. The reason I'm reviewing this one is because I don't actually have the schematic. This is just purely one that I had in my inventory and I'm rating it based off what I have acquired. So just off the bat, as you guys can see, the solo damage output is very good. This is power level 80 enemies, and I'm using a 106 Siegebreaker, so you can get a rough idea of the base damage on what it'll be on a higher power level rating, and if the gun was a 130 or a 144. Overall, 30 magazine, reload speed's quite quick, around 4,000 damage to the body, with around 8,000 to the head. Fairly good. How it performs is pretty much what you get for the gun. Obviously in legendary rating is going to be a lot better than a purple rating. I don't think many people in this day and age are actually using purple weapons apart from the founders ones, as some of them are double element, depending on which ones you have. So yeah, I think overall the damage output on them is very good. The reload speed is fairly quick. I'm not sure what this one actually has. I believe it's got reload speed, durability, headshot damage, and afflicted. Not sure why that is actually on it. In a sense, it's using physical damage, so it's not actually afflicting anything. 5 headshots in a row gives the weapon 30% damage, which is also very nice. So overall, it's a fairly good weapon. I think the rolls that are actually on this isn't giving it the best chance of, rating the weapon. However, I feel like even though it's physical, The output is very good. It could probably do with a magazine size upgrade, to be honest with you, as 30 bullets isn't a great lot when it comes to killing mist monsters, as you've just seen. It could do with a few other little things here and there. I do believe it could do with a few more upgrades. It could definitely do with an element. That is 100% what it could definitely do with an element. Physical does not quite cut it for this gun. As the base damage is nothing special, to be brutally honest with you. The reload speed is good, you know, you can see how quick it actually reloads. I don't think a reload speed upgrade is necessary on this gun. But then, yet again, what you've got to remember is, chat, this is primarily based off a 106 reading. This isn't a higher reading, as this is literally all I can craft. I do have them in the inventory, you know, 130s and 144s, but I feel like the enemies I'm playing against, it's fair if I use like a 106 gun, because if I'm using a 130 against these enemies, you guys are not really getting a true example of, you know, how the gun actually performs, because most of people that are going to be watching this are going to be in twinepeaks, if not further. So I'm doing this primarily based off like a mid to late canny review, in the sense of it's a bit more realistic for people who are like not newer to Save the World, but let's just say, you know, played it for a little while, took a break, recently got back into it, etc. So I think the overall, you know, review for this, you know, if we're going to review it on like a 1 to 5 tier, with 1 being absolutely amazing and 5 being terrible, I'd say this particular one that I'm using right now, I'd put it in a, you know, a solid 3, slap bang in the middle. But, you know, the single damage output to single zombies or like husks is very good. It's fairly effective against mist monsters. You may need 2 mags to kill a wrecker. However, a soul snatcher and stuff like that is fairly good against. So that's definitely what I'd say with. So I feel like this would be a lot better with an energy. This would be better with affliction, but the base is okay. The fire rate's 12, which is quite good. The 507 durability, you know, with a purple roll, that's also very nice. I wouldn't necessarily recommend putting a durability roll on this, because I do feel like it could do with either a crit damage or a standard damage output. But no, I'd probably put it in a solid number 3 slot. Yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to be making a few of these for different guns, etc. And I will definitely get the next one up. Comment what guns you want to see me review next, and if I have them or if I can craft them, I will definitely do so. So yeah, just comment what you want to see. I'm Siegebreaker, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.